Hey everyone, this is Miss Smith. I am going to do a brief mini lesson on factoring by GCF. Okay, GCF means greatest common factor. Okay, greatest common factor is exactly how it sounds. It is the greatest common number that is shared between the terms, okay? The only thing that I added in our notes was they can also share a variable based off of our exponent rules from the very beginning of the semester, okay? Not this semester, but first semester. So when we're looking at all of these examples and we're factoring by looking for our GCF, all we're trying to do is what is the easiest thing I can do? What is the easiest, most simplest version of just looking at it, not having to do a bunch of different parentheses, but just simply looking at my expression and taking out what variable and number they share. So let's look at the examples. I'm going to get out of this notation. Let's look at the examples right here. Okay? These examples right here, let me get rid of that screen real quick. Did I get rid of it? Yes. These examples right here are all examples of GCFs, okay? These are our most basic and primal instincts, okay? Our most basics examples of factoring. All factoring stands for is dividing. What can we divide out of each one of these terms, each one of these numbers? What can we take out? Why are we doing this? Because in math, we have learned the four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay? So far, we have added and subtracted expressions by combining like terms. We have multiplied binomials. We have done that multiple times. So now all we're doing is we're finishing. We're finishing by dividing out terms. So let's take a look at number 1. What do they share? Well, right off the bat, I know that 6 has factors of 1, 2, 3, and 6. And 12 has factors of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Oh, they both share 6. So I'm going to divide out a 6. Do they share any variables? No, I have 1x right here with the 6, and then I have no x with the 12. So all I'm going to do is take out this 6, and again, I'm dividing. What's 6 divided by 6 in this first term? That's 1. So that becomes x, and then 12 divided by 6 is 2. That is all I'm doing. That is all I want to solve. Okay? The next one, number 2, we're going down. What do they share? In number 2, they share what? The first thing you're going to say is, oh, they don't share any numbers. You are correct. In a sense, they all share 1, but they also can look at, remember there's understood 1 there, so they have a 1 in each term. And then what else do they share? There's an x squared here, and we have an x here. So I'm going to divide everything by 1x. So I'm simply going to divide out an x. When I divide exponents, we subtract them, so that becomes x minus 10. X over x is 1. Now, I'm going to show you in a moment the foolproof way of what you can look at. Between these two, between number 1 and number 2, you can always check your answers, which is mind-blowing to me because none of you guys did that on the test. Absolutely zero. None of my students did it, even though I repeated this over and over again. You can check your work by taking what you took out and multiplying it back into the parentheses. Again, factoring is dividing. So how do you undo division? You multiply it. What is 6 times x? Oh, that's 6x. What's 6 times 2? Oh, that's 12. Does that match with this? Absolutely. It matches. So this I know is a correct answer. I know I'm going to get that correct on my test. The next one, I can multiply into it. Do I get it? Yes. 1x squared minus 10x. Oh, is that the same thing as this? Yes. Real quick, number 3. Do they share any type of numbers? They're both even. What does that mean, Miss Smith? I don't know what even numbers are. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, anything that can be divided by 2. Since both of these can be divided by 2, I will take this and divide both terms by 2. Oh wait, Miss Smith, I'm not done. I've got an x. So 2x goes into it, 8x plus 3. Oh, how can I check? I don't know. Just multiply it back in there. Does that give me 16x squared? Oh, wow, it does. That makes so much sense. Yes, it works, you guys. We can always check our work. This next one is a little bit more complicated because an x to the fourth and we have an x squared. Okay? What is the highest variable I can take out? If you said x squared, then you are correct. Because that is my lowest exponent, I can take out and divide everything by an x squared. Oh, I don't know. How do I find the common factors between 30 and 120? The best thing you can do is Mr. Derival and, as I have told you before, take the lowest number. This is 30 and divide it into both of these. Does it work? Oh, wow. 120 divided by 30 is 40, or 4, excuse me. It's 4. So we can divide everything by a 30x squared. So 30x squared comes outside my parentheses. This becomes 4x. I don't know what my x what it becomes, Miss Smith. Oh, what's 4 minus 2? It's 2 minus 1. I can check it and I get the same exact answer. This is a brief lesson on factoring with GCFs. All you're doing is dividing. Dividing. That's it. Okay?